going to solve this problem, and then we're going to plot it out. Okay? We need the variable to the left-hand side, right? So that means we're going to work on the variable side, and we're going to start doing the inverse operation of what's in front of it. So if I have this one, and I'm working on the x, how do I do the opposite of positive 9? Negative 9. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. Please write that down. Christian, go in the back and get a piece of paper and write this out. You need the printout. You need this. That's the way we come into class. We always have something. Stay there. I'll get it for you. Type it.
Huh?
Type it.
What does that mean?
No talking. Do what I've asked, please. Okay, now we're going to solve this. What's 15 minus 9? 6. Can we graph this out?
Yes.
We can. Here's a good step. If you cross it out, you know how you started and where the problem originated. Right? So we can plot this out now. So when we go to plot this out, I'm just going to take this from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's enough within this plot. Is this open or closed circle?
Open.
Open. So we're going to be at the 6. What direction is it going?
Negative.
Yep, it's going left. How do you know? It's pointing this direction.
When you fill in the circle, what's the name?
If there's a little line underneath there, then it's shaded in.
Oh.
Okay? Is there any questions on this? Okay, let me see thumbs up that whether we have this or if I need to go through it again. So far, are you okay?
That's all.
Good. That's it. That's it. Nice thing is this one's just adding and subtracting. Okay? The only thing that would have been weird about this one if this x was on the other side. If the x was on the other side, what would we need to do?
Mirror it.
Very good. Very good. You need to mirror it. And we'll have one like that. So let's work on this next one. What do I need to do on this next one?
That's the.
Yeah. I'm going to work on the variable side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the opposite of minus 3. I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So I have minus 6 plus 3. So it's 3, right? And I can graph this out. It's done. What's that? Oh, thank you. Very good. Good catch. Yeah, that's going to matter, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and plot this out. I'm going to use a negative 4 and then go from there. That's enough. Where's it going to go on the line?
Negative 3.
And it's going to be open or closed circle?
Close. Open.
Open and going what direction?
Positive.
Very good. Positive or left, right?
Right.
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 Good.
I'm used to
That's all you got to do. This lesson's pretty straightforward and simple.
When is it decimal?
We're going to get there. Okay, so you should have all this written out on your notes, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so everyone's good so far? Okay, well you have time, but knock it out. Go ahead and write your number lines out. Okay, decimals. Same exact thing. We let the calculator do the work, okay? What's the inverse operation of minus 0.4?
Plus.
Plus. Plus 0.4.
You know.
Yep. 1.1, right? So 0.7 and 0.4 is 1.1. Now something happens on this one, right? We have to mirror it. King, come on, dude. Now, when I say mirror it, watch what I do, okay? I'm going to ask myself a question. Is it open to the 1.1 and pointing to the end? It is. I'm going to write it exactly that same way, but with the variable first. So I'm going to have n, I'm going to have it pointing to the n and open to the 1.1. Okay?
So that's the way we have to add.
That's the way you have to do this so you can graph it. Because if you graph the number first, your symbol, your direction is going to be wrong. Okay? So we call this mirroring. We write it exactly the same way, but we need the variable first. Any questions?
No.
Okay, now we're going to graph this out. I'm going to keep it close because 1.1 is a small number. So if I'm in my graph, I'm going to do 1, or 0, 1, 2. I'm just going to leave it there. 1.1, is this going to be slightly past the 1,
Yeah,
right? Now, is this open or closed circle?
close.
It's closed, because this little line, we're going to shade it in, and then what direction is it going, left or right?
Left.
Very good, left. You guys got this. Any questions on that one?
Oh, alright.
It's a decimal, just do the work, and then when it comes to the graph, get close. I mean, obviously, if you put this more close to the 2, it's not going to look right, right?
Mhm.
But your test is always going to have halves, 4.5. So you're just going to be in between 4 and 5. Okay, what about this one right here? How do we start that one?
-16.
Very good. It's minus 16 because if there's no symbol in front of it, we assume it's positive. Okay? So the opposite, we're going to subtract 16 from both sides.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yep. We're going to have P is less than or equal to 4. That's how we solve that. Hand it to me, please.
What?
No, hand it to me. There's no phones in the class.
Oh, broken. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now we can go ahead and graph this out.
I'd like to see my mom, man.
Would you like to step out and call her? We can call her together if you'd like.
It's okay.
Okay, is this one open or closed circle?
Open.
Open. Oh,
It's closed.
closed. Yes. So we're gonna go to, whoops, I forgot the 4. We're gonna go to 4. We're gonna make our circle. We're gonna shade it in. What direction is it going?
Left.
Yep. Less than. So we're done with that one.
Easy.
It's very easy, right? It's a little different multiplying and dividing, but once we get the adding and subtracting done, it's not that hard. Same exact thing, right? Inverse operation of plus 8, minus 8. Subtract it from both sides.
Yeah.
Yep, C is less than negative 6. Then we're going to go graph this out.
You want to try this real quick?
No.
For what?
You're not doing anything.
I know, but I'm paying attention.
What are you supposed to be doing right now?
No, but I'll do it after when you do.
Here we go. Is that working for you?
Yeah, because I'm going to get it done right away.
Has it been working for you?
Somewhat.
It has. Okay, what about this one? Open, closed.
Open.
Open, heading what direction?
Right.
Left,
Left.
left. I will tell you, it does help with inequalities. Right when you start, write this. Write less, and then greater. It helps. So then you don't have to think about it. Okay, what about this one right here?
Plus 4.
Yep, plus 4. Does that plus matter
Yeah.
in front of the y?
No.
It doesn't matter. But I want to show you something. So this canceled out. This becomes y5, right? If this were a negative, we'd have to divide. But we'll get into that in multiplying and dividing because we can't have negative variables. So we're going to go ahead and plot this one out. So 5, 6, 4, 3. We're going to go to the 5. Open, closed. Open or closed?
Okay. Close. Close.
Shaded in. Headed what direction?
Right.
Good. Notice these point the direction they go when the variable's up front. Okay.
Guessing, but I didn't know if it's open or closed.
Whether there's a little line underneath it. If there's a little line, it means we shade it in. If it doesn't have one, it's open. That's an excellent question. Levi, go.
Can I use the restroom?
Not yet. Okay, let's talk about the word problems. Can you actually read it? Can you read it out loud for me? Thanks, Dan.
Today makes overtime for the worst past 40 hours. She has worked 30 so far, right?
Yes. Okay, so we know it's 30 hours so far, right? We know it has to be over 40 to be overtime, right? So we know it needs to be greater than 40. So let's write that. We're going to have greater than 40. By the way, these two problems are very similar to your worksheet. So we start here. How many hours have they worked so far? 30. So what we're going to have is, we don't know how much the hours are, so we're going to say 30, or I'm sorry, H minus 30. We could have used an X. It wouldn't have mattered. Now can we solve that? Yeah. We add 30 to both sides. 70 equals H greater than. We're done with that problem. Oh, hold up. No, we're not. No, we're not. It's plus. It's not minus. Because they already worked their 30 hours. So this is plus. So we're going to subtract it from both sides. Let me rewrite that so it looks better.
Oh.
Right? Because if we wrote it as minus, then it looks like they still owe the 30 hours. So H plus 30, and then it needs to be greater than 40. So subtract 30 from both sides. And then how many hours do they still need? Yeah, 10. Then we can plot that out if it asked us to, right? Yep. Okay, can someone read the last one for me too, please? Jose, go read the last one for me, please.
Manuel needs to read at least 99 pages of a book for homework. After he stops crying, he read 35 pages already. Write and solve an inequality that shows how many more pages he has to read.
Okay, so this example is very, very similar to this one, right? We know that it has to be at least. When we see the word at least, that means the little line's going to go under it, okay? So it has to be greater than or equal to 99. How many pages did they read so far? 35. So we're going to have 35 plus, and then whatever our variable is. We can just call it, P for pages. So we're going to subtract it from both sides, and that's going to tell us how many pages at minimum that they have to solve. Actually, just doing in my head. 64? Yeah. So they still have 64 pages to read after reading the 35. Okay. Any questions on any of these? Is there anything I need to go through?
No.
Work on the variable side. Do the inverse operation to both sides. Remember, if you're solving a problem and the variable isn't up front, you need to mirror it, okay, before you plot it and graph it out. King, stay with me, please. King, stay with me. Okay, so do now. Gentlemen,
My bad.
your do now is exactly like what we just covered. I have a question though. How do I solve this one?
Move back.
No, not yet. That's 5t. What type of math is that?
Multiplication.
How do we undo it?
Division.
Divide both sides by 5 and then mirror it because your t is on the other side.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Bless you. This one, work on the variable side, add 1 to both sides, mirror it. What do I need to do with this one? Levi, help me out.
Subtract.
No?
Parentheses.
Right. We can solve inside the parentheses first, right? So that ends up being what?
Multiplication.
Minus 3, then times 4, right? Because parentheses mean multiply. So that's how you're going to solve that one. The d is already up front. What about this one? Remember we covered this for 2 days. What happens when we have a fraction in front of a variable?
Multiply.
How? What do we need to do to it?
Flip it.
Very good. Reciprocal. Flip it. Very good. This one, just solve it, mirror it, solve it, mirror it. This one's just like the one we covered yesterday. You got to do the square, solve it,
And
do
then
the square
multiply.
root, and then plot it out. Same with this one. This is multiply, divide it out.
Alright.
Okay, flip over your notes for a second. So what you should have on this sheet, you should have everything that we have on the board written out and done. Okay? The worksheet, you could do every one of these problems. If you notice, the word problems are very similar to the ones that we just did. Okay? On your problems, you're going to solve the problem. You're going to get it to the variable side, and then you're going to plot it out. Okay? So what you want to get done today, the do now first, turn it in, and then get the worksheet done. You have plenty of time in class. Okay? Okay, good. Make miracles happen.
There's the rest.
Yes, Levi, now you can.
No, after him.
Possibly. Come on, kid, you gotta get this down.